I wouldn't put it all on Aaron Rodgers that Davante Adams isn't a Green Bay Packer. Davante Adams made a decision based on a year ago when he wanted a long-term contract, and the Green Bay Packers were heeing and hawing and messing around. So he just became frustrated with them, but also at the same time said, I'm going to be a professional. I'm going to play this season, and when the season is over, if they franchise tag me, cool, I'm not going to play for them. And along the way, in the back of his mind, he already envisioned himself being a Las Vegas Raider, whether Aaron Rodgers were coming or going. Aaron Rodgers made it easier for him, and the franchise tag made it easier for him to go to them and say, yo, I'm not playing with y'all no more. I'm done. Move me. So clearly, based on what they got in the trade, a 1 and a 2, which is not nearly as much as I would have thought they'd have gotten, on top of that, they didn't try to save the relationship. They just basically said, okay, we'll trade you. So it's almost like they valued the quarterback more anyway over Davante Adams regardless. They valued the quarterback, whether he's going to be there this year, next year, and the year after, or whether they're one-year deals or whatever the case is, they looked at Davante Adams as expendable anyway.
Key, the operative word that you use that makes all the sense in the world is value. And if you're Davante Adams, I just want to be valued. So over these last couple of years, everything has been about Aaron Rodgers all the time, the internal politics, all these things where you're adhering to what's going to make life good for Aaron Rodgers. And I'm sitting here as Davante Adams saying, how are you going to make life good for me? Like, I want to be valued too. Don't forget the kind of energy and the efficiency and the metrics that come along with what 17 brings to the table for Aaron Rodgers and this organization. So I think it's a combination of all of it, where at the end of the day, you're like, I don't want to deal with this drama each and every year, or I had to be paid the money for the long-term deal in order to deal with it, and you guys looked at me as an afterthought. Fine, I'll go somewhere where I'm at the first thought, not an afterthought.
Or one place is willing to guarantee $65 million, and the other wants to keep you on a franchise maybe, or work out something.
No, they offered him
the same afterwards.
Right, they matched after the fact.
After the fact.
Yeah, they kind of offered the same, but by the end, you know how it is, Max.
Yeah.
I'm already checked
Ship
out.
has sailed. Yep.
Yeah, I want to do something different with my life.
Key, now that you know that Davante Adams is not on the Packers, you spent the last year saying that from a football perspective, other than Cleveland at the time when they had Odell in them, right? And that didn't seem realistic for Rodgers at the time. The Packers were the best, and then you also brought up Tennessee at a certain point, which I thought was interesting because if he went to the AFC, the Packers were the best football place for him, right? If you knew at the time that it would not include Davante Adams in that package, would you still say that?
Up against the
if we knew ahead of time.
No, I'm saying up against Tennessee, up against
everyone.
Denver.
Up against, like, let's rewind the clock and say we're talking Aaron Rodgers coming back to the Packers or going elsewhere, say the Broncos or Tennessee or whoever.
I would still say Green Bay.
Without Davante Adams?
Yeah, I still would say Green Bay. Well, because if I look at the other places, Tennessee, what do they have? A strong running game, and what else?
A.J. Brown, I mean.
Again, I'll say it again. A strong running game, and what else?
Damn.
Okay? Then when you look at Denver, a strong running game, a running game that rushed for almost 1,900 yards, and their best receiver was their tight end, who is now gone to Seattle. He took all those catches and yards to Seattle with him. Cortland Sutton, still, Jerry Jeudy.
It is interesting how perceptions change. Like,
Patrick.
When you looked at the acquisition of Julio Jones, you look at Tennessee and go, they may have the best wide receiver tandem in the league. It didn't turn out that way.
Who looked at that, though?
I
kept telling Jay. I told Jay from day one, I'm like, Jay, no. Jay, no, man, I'm like, Jay, no.
No. What you said, Key, at the time was there's still a running team. This doesn't change what they do. But my recollection is you thought Julio still had something left in the tank.
I think he still has.
You don't think AJ's good?
I think he can still play, but he's not Julio.
What about AJ?
You don't think
AJ
Brown is good? You don't think he's among some of the elite receivers in the NFL? Because when I said, how about AJ Brown, you said, like I said, running.
I think AJ Brown is good, but he ain't Davante Adams.
And now
There's a difference. You know,
I
how you like
agree
to
there's
say
a
there's
difference.
levels to this.
Yeah.
There's a difference. He's good. He's a Pro Bowl receiver. But would I rather have Davante Adams
Of course.
or Brown?
But Davante is 1-on-1 though. I mean,
By the way, you know who doesn't have Davante Adams? Aaron Rodgers. And this maybe now the Packers go out and for the first time ever, really, use a first-round pick because they have their draft picks. Use a first-round pick on a target for Aaron Rodgers. Remember
But
how
that still
long that
ain't-
wasn't the case?
But that still ain't gonna be Davante Adams, right? I mean, when you
Probably
go
not.
get a college kid coming into the NFL, the learning curve is really big. I mean, you're not gonna hit on Justin Jefferson and Michael Thomas as rookies all the time. It's just not gonna happen that way. I think the thing that they've got to do is they've got to shift their game plan and how they want to do things a little bit and not win, even though they're paying Aaron Rodgers a boatload of money, not try to win because of Aaron Rodgers. They need to try to win because of a system now.
We're spreading. Maybe they think they'll spread the ball around more now.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.